Hello folks, Steve with West Virginia Cabin Living. Back down at the cabin this weekend. It's a cold, snowy weekend. I think the temperature out there right now is 13 degrees, a little light snow coming down. We're inside. We got a nice fire going in the wood stove, so we're nice and toasty. I thought it'd be a perfect time to give you guys an inside tour of the cabin here. So hang in there. We'll get you started on the tour. Hey folks, we'll get started on our inside tour of the cabin. On a cold, snowy day like today, probably the most important piece of equipment I have here is the wood stove. This wood stove was in the cabin when I purchased it. The more I'll sit here and look at the wood stove over the years, the more I think it was homemade. Kind of the air controls or dampers there on the bottom are actually just steel pipe caps. Looks like somebody's just drilled and tapped a hole through the center of them there, and then kind of twist them, rotate them left to right, and that's how you adjust your airflow. The only issue I have with it is it's not really an airtight stove. So you got to kind of play around with the type of wood you got and everything, and how to control your burn rate a little bit better there. And you usually have to get up at least once in the night to kind of bank the fire again. To the left of the wood stove is another important piece of equipment on a cold, snowy day. Is my recliner there that I kind of set beside, read, keep warm. I mean, look out the window. Pretty nice little spot there. So on the wall to the left of the stove is a propane heater. We used those just a little bit the first year we got the cabin, and back in 2012. Just give off too much moisture there inside this cabin, burning the propane, and just doesn't work out. Much rather have the stove. It's a nice solid dry heat. But panning on around, kind of see the kitchen table there. Little tiny table, again, part of the deal when I purchased. I've been doing a little bit of knife sharpening. I've got an old knife set that I brought down, and it's a little worse for wear. So I've been trying to use this Lansky here to sharpen up a few knives while it's cold out. But another wall mount heater there, blue flame. Again, we hardly ever use it, and as a matter of fact, I'll probably lose one of them here there this year. So panning on around, you can kind of start to see the sink set up here. So over on the right, up against the wall in the corner, a little metal cabinet. When you have a cabin like this, it's going to be really tough to keep the mice out. Almost impossible, I would say. So a little metal cabinet like that kind of helps. You can put your paper towels, stuff like that. Stuff that they would get into and really make a mess of. We usually keep that in there. But pan on around, kind of this old sink set up here. And the owner, he said that he looked for this for a long time. I think he was really kind of looking for something that reminded him maybe a little bit more of his childhood, kind of that 50s vintage there, I guess, to the sink. To the left of it is a little four burner propane stove. The oven works. We've lit it once. It doesn't work that well, but definitely the burners, I mean, we use that a lot. You know, I got my favorite cast iron skillet sitting on top of it there. Up above the sink is a shelf, and keep some spices and some stuff up there, or coffee. We also have one of the blue water jugs there, and I've just kind of ran that little sprayer down from it and just gravity feed water to rinse the dishes with. Works pretty well. So also over in the right hand corner there, I got my little weather station up there where I can kind of keep track of everything. You guys can't see it, but it's saying 13 degrees right now. So pan on around. Here's a propane refrigerator. Again, part of the purchase, and I tell you what, once you get used to having that thing, I can see how it'd be really tough to get away from. And you come up here in the summertime, and you don't have to worry about going back out for ice or anything. I mean, it's going to keep your food cold. You got leftovers, just pop them in the fridge. Very, very nice to have. If something ever happens to it, I think I would spend the money and buy another one, probably about that size, even though they're extremely expensive. So beside the fridge is a door. This used to be a bathroom. The original owner had a bathtub in here. I've taken the bathtub out. Let me show you guys what's inside here. I'll flip the light on here for you. So the bathtub was in here. We've got some buckets in here that we keep a little extra water in to do dishes. We'll just get water out of the river sometimes for that. Got a vacuum cleaner in here. We do have a generator down here, so every now and then you'll just fire up the Jenny and do some vacuuming and get the place good and clean. But I put these steps in, probably been a couple years ago now, and they're steep, but I mean it's I've got X amount of distance to go, X amount high or Y amount high, and that's about the best you can do. So that's kind of the new route upstairs essentially. This still needs a little finished in here. Got a wall here that's kind of bare, still got the insulation and everything on the wall. Need to get that finished off. Over here we've just painted in between the studs, and the thinking that we have there, so if I spin you guys around, is we'll use that for storage space. So we kind of just been building some shelves in and leaving those studs exposed there, and it's working out pretty good so far. So that's kind of the closet. We'll go in here and I'll spin you the rest of the way around, kind of the kitchen living area. Get your position back around. There you kind of see, standing in the corner looking the opposite direction, you got the old couch there, nice couch. Don't know where in the world I'll find one that's quite that small again if something ever happens to that one. And there's the main door coming in and out of the cabin. Nice 70s vintage to that door, and it's a common theme through this cabin. Is what you'll see is the gentleman that built it used what he could get his hands on, and I'm sure that's the case with the windows. I'm sure that's the case with the front door, and a lot of other little tidbits that you find as you work through the cabin. So, walking past the front door, and come over here. There's a doorway into just kind of a bedroom. We've got a double bed in here, and we've also got a single over here beside the window. Old metal cabinet there again, and kind of just keep some games and stuff for the kids in the metal cabinet. And but not much to see. Closet to the back. And in the closet, just typically we'll keep some clothes and some stuff like that. Keep one extra mattress back there, and we'll keep that extra mattress, just stuff it up there while it's not in use, and then we usually set up a third bed right between these two beds for the kids. So you can kind of see the kids, they've definitely put their artwork on the walls over the years, and they've enjoyed coming down here tremendously, even though they won't admit to it. But so 12-volt lighting, but we do have our backup oil lamps here just in case. And there's kind of a view outside. You can see the window's a little foggy there with some moisture, and the snow's still falling outside. Spin you back around, and here you are back staring at the wood stove there in kind of the kitchen living area. It's kind of just a brief tour. Anything else that you guys would want to see a little bit more in depth, please just comment, and next time I'm down I'll focus in on it there just a little bit more, and we can go in depth on something if you want to. Thanks folks for your time, appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you later.